and they went down 10-4. There is some real chances here for MIBR to stay competitive here on a map like Mirage, but look, let's not get it wrong. This is the ace map for Red Canids. They couldn't pick it up versus Pain. They had some X Factor. Pain played exceptional. Now they're going to have to take down one of the best in Brazil. Can Red Canids keep it up?
Get to find out that very quickly. Looking forward to seeing if Red Canids can keep that energy. And like you said, this MIBR roster in the same sort of identification as you are, it feels like. I think in the back of their minds, they know that they aren't hitting the same highs that they were post-major, post-Copenhagen. That they didn't quite qualify, but where they came back into it and were firing on all cylinders. So getting back to that form is definitely the goal, and especially with this qualifier here, meaning all the more importance of the chance to play in front of a home crowd for the squad. It's going to be a big deal. It is crazy that this roster has been together for a year, though. It's quite some time. I mean, like you said, it was safe and drop, the Furia move, and I think MIBR found themselves very excited with the opportunity to play with these two experienced players. I don't even think there was a lot of complaints about drop here in a certain sense. And a great find. But look at this crazy call. There's so much presence on this B side right now.
Yeah, you have Safe up on towards the balcony, just trying to bait, and the bait has worked. No one is checking this corner right now.
Oh boy.
And he'll open up for the first. They don't know where he's coming from. It's the USP. There's 2 kills here out of Safe. He's going for the reload, which is bold. And, well, he got a third? Are you serious? Safe is gonna get 4. What on earth did he just do?
Oh my god, so sly. Hiding inside the smoke. What a statement to start off this best of 3. Safe. Just playing perfectly in that balcony, set up for success as well. Avoiding all of the pressure. And I think what a lot of players don't do in that position is, choose the right targets. And he's able to land those fast connections. Pick them out of the server perfectly. Red Canids a huge surprise with the resistance that they faced. And he doesn't have an op, but he sure is sniping them out of middle.
Ooh, and Sonny. Oh, okay. This is a hell of a way to warm up. Unfortunately, he'll go down towards the end, but two nice eco kills.
I think they were trying to figure out a way to get it to Brinizen. No luck.
Ugh. Oh well. Says MIBR. They have to deal with it. Brennison will be on an MP9. But I mean, we saw what that could do. Oh my goodness. I don't forget what Kawes did. A main lined up 3 earlier today. That's over on the Pain Gaming camp. Brennison will be hanging out towards the B side while Drop makes this move. It's gotten ever more common to push up to this meta mid-smoke. And, well, Cold Zero will be caught the victim of it. Anti-stratted, and David, so done. Multiple players spam him through the smoke. 3 versus 5 instantly.
So interesting to see the different ways in which these CT sides handle Red Canids in their mid pressure here, because where Pain, sometimes we're willing to play it more passive. Play back in towards window. Hold back in towards catwalk in these deeper angles in ladder room. Right now, you also see it work when MIBR just send everyone to the fight towards middle. Everyone ready for the duel. A little bit of a missed spray there, missed connection, but it's just not going to matter. A quick trade comes through instantly, and it could be a chance at a bomb plant here if anyone can get past it. But identified now, there is no getting out anymore. Rest of the roster's coming through. MIBR coast to a very comfortable 3rd round up against the full rifles of Red Canids.
Alrighty. So 3-0 start. It's mirroring exactly what happened versus Pain earlier today. Pain got off to a 7-1 lead on this. And this could be a little different, though. Exit, an extension, no connection. And with these smokes down, needs to break. Lots of damage, but no kills just yet. In fact, David is a lunatic, and he'll go down. He tries to push through the smoke to jungle. I guess it's reasonable. They're out of space. They're out of utility. And the inevitability is arriving. Molly for the close angle, forcing a player forward. And the jiggle peaks. Brenna's in. Will be helped out by Insani. And then Safe does land his headshots. Down to Nithon, just an armorless Glock. He does get a dink, and that's all. Three stand, 2 die. Here for MIBR, and it's 4-0.
Yeah, I mean, they get a little check mark for getting some ground in that round, right? A couple kills, bomb plant is definitely what you like to see if you, on a lacking purchase like that. So some small victories there for this T side as they set their sights on towards all the utility, every tool that they could possibly ask for here on this next gun round. Last time they had this sort of situation, shut down very early on towards their mid endeavors. We'll see if they can answer the call. This time not as much pressure to meet them in towards middle anymore. MIBR willing to concede a little more ground. Cold's there trying to get up to his antics, as he's been doing all day here, trying to take some space towards middle. That is just excellent utility right there. Venom Sarah.
Yeah.
He is owned in. Locks Insani down. Knocks him out of the round.
Getting a little fancy. Exit. Oh, disgusting, Wally. Forced down, but not checking it for David. Exit still fighting and lives. Has to get a reload off. He will not be allowed that, but traded quickly there by Drop. The cursed Glock here for Nithon, I swear. 2 versus 2, and then Venom Zera next to fall with a double swing coming in. And it's Cold Zera, and he can't convert the kill. 1 versus 2. Nate will take a chunk out of him as well. 1 headshot, all that's required. Oh, but the double swing, not enough. What a readjustment from Cold Zera. There's a clutch. That's vintage.
There he goes, finally able to get it. Get himself a clutch, activating the late round, evading those shots, down to 15 HP in the 1v2, and still managed to close it out. Incredible clutch from Cold Zera. That's something that they desperately needed. As you said, that cursed Glock, if that cost Red Canids another round, it would have been infuriating, but Cold Zera redeems it. Gives him a little life here. Everyone towards middle once again. Cold Zera this time to lead the charge as opposed to close around.
Yeah, Drop blinded. And almost converted. Insani. It's crazy that Safe was actually the victim of that. Insani still standing, fighting. Lots of damage but no kills. Brenna's trying to find a place to stand. Sees the shoulder, goes for the pre-fire. Fighting for his life now out of ammunition. Then David has got him locked in surely, and he does. Exit too far away, and there you go. Red Canids, second round.
Suffocating round. Trying to fight for that mid control. Multiple players inside connector, meeting them at that catwalk presence. But Red Canids show that there's strength in numbers and send that spam right on back in impressive fashion. That's usually where those catwalk executes can go wrong. When 3 players are running up cat, it's a pretty short choke point to just spam through connector. But Red Canids return the favor. Find their entries, find their openings. David does not let Brennan get away with any of those heroics on the B side. That was the last line of defense, and just kind of choked him out there. Op save is all that they'll get away with their exit. to hold on. Toss that one over to safe. They're not going to have a lot behind this either. Get a little half by going. Maybe some pistol upgrades here or there. Nothing too crazy. And a timeout call much needed here to slow down Red Canids.
Safe does get himself an AWP, so there's that at a minimum. And actually, you know, the best gun in the server. In CS2, though, I feel like the aggression is so limited to what you can take. Especially with the AWP these days. Holding angles is never fun. And, I mean, a variety of other things. Smokes being just bigger, harder to navigate around. Oh, he's gonna go for it anyways. Nade to the smoke. Oh, no connection. Pixels away.
Okay, almost got a chance on that fadeaway, but not just yet. Pops the shot off and then repositions. Shows a little bit of threat towards mid, hoping to strike fear into this T side. So far unsuccessful. And now he's just going to post up towards apartments. Given the current standings, unless he starts to press forward, I don't know what he'll gather. It's right back to this mid default that we've seen here before, where they're so efficient with that utility and taking connector space. Trying to crunch on in. Exit. A little sound cue there. Silence can be heard. But an A site that's empty here is going to be a welcomed site for the T's. Another top connector smoke.
Hold on.
Which is interesting.
Yeah. Oh, dropped in the airstrike. There is a smoke dropped in by Safe to try and get fancy around it, but oh god, Venomzera is tearing apart the team in the meantime. Safe is going for a round-winning play, and we'll go down to 13 HP.
Not getting out of this.
Nope, I do not think so either. Best of luck, Safe. Fully blinded up and cowering away right now.
Who's gonna get him?
Eye. It's Venomzera. Triple kill on the round, and 3 to Red Canids.
Beautiful work. It just feels like a well-oiled machine. To be fair, not meeting a lot of resistance there. There was nobody in a position to ever slow down that default, but that's right where you want to see Red Canids here on this T side. If they can get away with plays like that, if they can get away with the efficiency and the map control, what they just did there, it's a great sign. Venomzera alongside that, building up some confidence up against these ecos. As I said, a Mirage specialist. Save doesn't need his op to try and be an opening influence here. He's gonna go with the rifle. Cold is caught with his side turn, and that'll do the trick right there, catching him off guard. And Sani follows suit for the double opener and the bomb in the CT's control in top mid.
Oh god, it's brutal. It's round ending. They're taking an A site that means nothing at the moment, and they've got exit playing out towards ticket. Just to make life worse. And Sani. Gonna be holding from TV room. David is gonna walk into spawn and not clear his corner properly. That's where exit swings forward with the headshot. Venomzera up at bat next. An interesting angle that Insani will dismiss, and it's just leaving Hardzao. It's done. That round was just 100% won by MIBR.
Yeah, didn't quite have the preparation of that mid push. Didn't expect it at all. You can see Red Canids almost demanding respect in that round by saying, hey, there's no way they're going to push up middle. And then the shock in their system once they get 2 players right in their face. They had zero anticipation of that possibility. Maybe reading into the tendencies of MIBR. But again, there's been some adjustments. There's been some mini improvements on this team's Mirage, as you mentioned here. They've been working on it, ironing out those flaws. And and trying to get a win off the back of that player break.
Yeah. I think it's something that they're kind of coming into the break, or off of it rather, with that idea that we do actually want to play Mirage more in our series.
Just feels like a hole in your veto that you can't get away with.
Yeah.
That's a problem in South American region. You're gonna have a problem. But Coldzera, shots like that are gonna be an even bigger one as he finds a double entry, and Brennis is so incredibly lighted up on the site. He can't find his way out of this position. He won't. Oh my god, Coldzera tearing them up.
The perfect pre-aim followed up with the 180 spinning a connector. Yeah, Safe just, I mean, you know, with the ping and everything, I'm sure Safe didn't even see him. Like,
it is nice to play on 5 ping. That's usually how these matchups go.
I'm over here in SoCal sitting on 50, 60, 24/7.
Ugh. My routing to any server is good. I got a California server yesterday. I had 64 ping from across the country, which isn't that bad if you're thinking about it.
Lucky you.
I know. And whenever I get my East Coast servers, it's 5. It's so nice.
You're on LAN, dude. It's
I'm playing matchmaking on LAN.
you don't even need to go to those Philadelphia's.
Yeah, just queue up from home.
Queue up from home, it counts. I can't believe it.
Every matchmaking game is just more LAN experience for me.
Yeah. All right. Talk your talk. Into the A side, execute, exit. Ooh, I like it. He's getting fancy with it. Until he's found. Hearts out said, something's amiss. No one's shooting me. There's a smoke up. Why don't I shoot that instead? I don't feel like the kill. Oh, Coldzera. Oh, Coldzera.
Oh my god.
Sonny in some serious trouble. And, yeah. He'll catch the grenade. Red Canids are starting to bounce back with some fiery entries.
That was some generational entry pathing from Hardzao. The only gap right there that they kind of identified, maybe they was playing retake from CT, although you'd expect someone to jump spot or something. And you would have some idea of to where Exit was playing, right?
Mm.
But Hardzao just 180s and spams the smoke on the balcony through the wood and just collects a kill. And that sort of presence of mind right there is incredible. You don't see that every day. Red Canids have come up with some creative ways so far today to take some space and map control. And that's definitely one of them. A little palace pop on a full gun round. They fly through the smoke. That's serious risk taking, but it rewards them big time.
Nah, Nighthon knows exactly what's going on with that smoke.
I don't need to apologize. Familiar with your game.
I had someone say that to me in my MM game, and I followed up with that exact response as well. Years of commentating with you, Cole, I've stolen all your phrases. I'm becoming, you know, they say that, like, you're the average of the 5 people you hang around the most. I'm just the average of the 1 person I'm around the most, and it might be Cole X or McHenry.
Let's go. Happy to be that one.
Happy to be the one.
You pick up some pretty good lingo.
I mean, hope you guys do as well. Cole's got the sauce. Jumping out A main. Oh, okay. All right, that worked, I guess. Somebody was hitting the hops out A main. I think it was Venom Zera. Shooting people is overrated. Practicing your B hops. Well, if there's any round to do it, it's that.
Yeah, just start. I mean, it's like playing on the pistol rounds where you have your Glock, your first Glock by armor, and just jumping backwards. I tried that sometimes in my matchmaking games, and my teammates just miss, and I die. You know what I mean? It's like you gotta hit the shots if you go for that play. And fortunately, Red Canids, they did hit everything. Got some pretty good aimers standing behind him.
Oh.
David, certainly one of those good aimers. Individually, he was incredible on Mirage. Was doing a lot of heavy lifting. The kind of weight distributed throughout the rest of the squad. Cold Zera started it off, right, with that big clutch. Venom Zera's been cleaning up a lot of these eco kills, but still having some impact in these gun rounds and towards the later stages. Ithon's even had some op openers, so it just feels like everyone, Red Canids, fielding some impact.
Oh, and
Goes
Cold
Cold.
Zera. Cold Zera is just being a fiend to deal with right now. Oh, but hold on. Safe just rang out a shot through the smoke and then drop lined up two. All right. So where do we stand? Safe shifting around with his AWP. Right now, MIBR look absolutely lost. They don't know where to go. Venom's there, gonna flash in towards spawn. Blind himself in the process.
Oh.
And will just be allowed to cross back default. Swinging in a headshot. He knows where the next one is as well. That's the opper. Now the rifle here for drop. He crosses over in towards stairs, and then Venom Zera's got it. A 1 versus 3, a dagger right there as Red Canids are up 7-5. And welcome back here. Red Canids showing up with, winning 7 of the last 8 right there. After a strong start out of MIBR, some well put together mid aggression. Cold Zera showing up with Venom Zera towards the very end at a 1 versus 3. The X Factor is showing through for Red Canids.
Absolutely, it's showing through once again. They're winning these crazy clutches. It's 2 1v2s in the half. They're doing a lot of heavy lifting with those clutches in their back pocket, but again, we'll see if that's enough here, because it wasn't quite there to cut it versus Pain Gaming. Again, they have this kind of weakness they're looking to exploit here on the side of MIBR in this map in particular. Both pistols would go a long way, though, for MIBR. Let's see if they can claim it.
We'll see. Smoke Top Connector only says one more thing, and I didn't even realize. I thought that was just a random
just a
shot.
pop shot.
Yep, I thought that was just something. No, Insani got the opening kill. Stairs control, jungle control, bomb plant, and Venom Zera just left to watch. We'll have some teammates joining alongside him shortly, but now towards jungle. Hards out, takes a lot of damage, and Insani hand him a P250. He'll make magic happen. Second kill in towards CT spawn, and a 2 versus 4. That's looking quite wrapped up.
My God. Yeah, you could just hear one little shot. I was with it. I was looking at the kill feed and just knew that was going to be a pretty one. And it's a save call here for the remaining Hards out and Cold Zera. Extra 3 hundo, I think gives you a FAMAS here if they can save that armor, but actually not going to quite cut it. And Saudi continues to chase. Hards out might not be so safe either. Shot swings on by Insani looking for the last one. Not quite. Hards out gets a little P250 upgrade. But MIBR, they do claim both pistols now. That's both pistols 1, which I think is going to be a big deal, at least in terms of keeping MIBR's heads in this game, in this map in particular.
Yeah, I'm really wondering what it's going to turn out for this T side. Again, just a very new map here for MIBR, trying to bring it back into the fold. What I will give them, however, is that they actually posted a reputable T side against Imperial earlier on today. They were down 10-4, and they were able to reel it back in 13-10 against a very solid team here in the region. I believe that this is still very possible in the MIBR camp to stay competitive in this half. Again, I wasn't necessarily watching the game as it went down, but that's what I'm really excited to see. Is this Mirage begin to develop here for MIBR?
Right. Yeah, I think that's what we would hope to see here. MIBR, knowing that this was a chance to exploit their weaknesses in this map, has been a problem factor in the region for them. So I'm right there with you. I'm hoping to see, and I expect to see, MIBR taking some of that time off, but identifying their weakness and looking to improve upon it. Which we know is something that they're willing to do after, missing out on making the major. So incredibly close to that mark, but obviously falling short, and watching the rest of the South American scene do well at it.
Yeah.
It gave them a lot of hunger, I think, so.
That major was the South American major. I believe almost every team made it past the challenger stage, if I get that correct.
Legacy, they went 2 and 3. They were close.
Legacy went 2 and 3, but Pain, Imperial, and Furia are all in towards the main stage of the major. So, and 9Z, of course.
We got 7 slots, baby. South American scene doing a lot to give the Americas more slots. Shout out to how well they did there.
Shout out Brazil for the one time. Nah, not for the one time, all time.
But that, I think alongside that, with 7 slots open in the major, that obviously creates a lot of momentum, a lot of excitement for the second part of the season, because the chances to make another major are right around the corner, and you've got an even better opportunity to lock that in than you did last time. And last time, I think both you and I thought that MIBR were probably going to be more of a lock-in.
Yeah, they were a huge favorite. And then kind of following his team's journey, after they lost the major, after they watched everything go down, they absolutely slaughtered everything there was to win in South America, I should add. For the next, 2 months, they were, on a 20-map win streak, or, 20 series win streak. It was ridiculous regionally.
Yeah.
They were mad.
Yeah. I mean, that was exactly the right way to put it. They were furious, and they took out their anger on every domestic qualifier that they could have asked for, and ended up being able to go to so many different events because of it. And that's kind of, for me, as they have finished up with some of those international events, I want to see them get back into that form, revitalized off the back of a break. And obviously, like, this is a qualifier I know that they've had their targets set on for quite some time, right?
Yep. So it means more. You know, they started out their season going to the EWC. Didn't go too hot over there, but
Got donked.
yeah, they got
Got sent to
donked, and then they got senzu'd and blitzed. So
yeah, that's a pretty deadly combo.
yeah.
Getting donked and straight into the Mongolian rising CS scene.
I think those two matchups right there are the most high firepower matchups you could ever ask for. Like, Mongols will actually just swing and kill you. That is just they just first bullet everyone. They follow that strategy.
Headshotting and such.
Yes, they're all headshot machines. All 5 players are.
Familiar with their style. Vitamzera, in a similar vein, getting himself tucked in here. Waiting for an extra A main smoke to be tossed in. David gonna be the one to do that just in time here. That's gonna bloom perfectly. And there's 30 seconds left. They really just don't have time to wait this smoke out. So the connector players are gonna have to move forward here, and Insani's gonna have to be a late activator.
Oh, David jumping up. Wonder if that's his spot or not, but an excellent entry from Drop and a trade there from Exit. Now it's Nithon, eats the flashbang. And the plant will not be denied, and Insani even collects. MIBR looking to stake down a lead with a flawless execute. Coldzera. Hold on, this round's not over. This round is far from over. If Brennison goes down, it is on.
I think Coldzera is now boxed in, unfortunately for him. Gotta fight his way out of this one. Brennison to put him to bed. Insani wrapping all the way through spawn. He thought that round was over. He knew it was over. Chasing down that kill all the way around town. And MIBR reclaim a lead. They do it with style. I thought it was a very challenging round at hand there. Vitamzera repositioning perfectly, getting close towards that smoke, but Drop with the entry pathing. Again, being one of this team's, you know, rising players in this squad. He's been very sacrificial in terms of space creation, but can also find those shots. He can find those entries, and we see a fully put on display right there.
Oh, David, though. Oh, Deagle. I think, honestly, it was on the head, but just that little RNG with the spread of the first bullet accuracy saved an MIBR player.
What we got to do to cope with a Deagle shot that doesn't go right when David's wielding the Deagle.
Yeah, I know, right? Unfortunately, it's challenging elsewhere. There's Coldzera still up in ladder. Does play his hand. However, Venomzera is down at A, and I think that's just going to escort the rest in to this A site and plant. I did want to talk about something that is just a hilarious stat out of the Mongols. 3 of their players have over a 62% headshot rate. Just to kind of put that team into perspective of just how ridiculous their firepower is.
It's nuts.
They just run around and headshot you.
Like that. That's pretty crazy, though.
Yeah, Mizzino.
Makes a lot of sense.
65% headshot percentage. Senzu, 62.7%. And Techno, also 62%. And Blitz is somehow chilling out there with 47%. I swear he hits more, though.
Scream's watching that, some of these, like, up-and-comers. Like, he's watching Bit get into the scene, and he's kind of just like,
I gotta be
what's going on? What happened?
Look, even Twist these days isn't even that crazy of a headshot machine. Still above 60%, which is Scream numbers, but...
Okay. Thon. That one's a interesting HE right there.
Okay.
Only blows open one side of the smoke. Not a bad idea, but gotta get in a position. Look at the space again from Drop, who's got himself into lethal territory here. Zinsani takes care of the player in CT spawn. I mean, they're already locked out of this round.
Oh, and the spam did not connect on a drop in the corner.
Get out if you can. If you can.
Oh, I mean, this is brutal from MIBR. They are tearing apart Red Canids right now. Out of position is the right word for that round. But then all the follow-up kills are something else.
These gun rounds have just flown by too. It's so quickly decided right there. MIBR, and again at the helm of Drop's map control, what he takes is so incredibly valuable. And Sonny capitalizes off that, just isolates and chops up a quick duel because he's got a very favorable fight ahead of him. He doesn't have to worry about the entirety of jungle stairs. He just has to focus in on one fight ahead of him, and that's the duel up against him in CT spawn, and just blast Venom's there out of the round. He doesn't get a chance to even shoot his gun. And so while Drop takes that ground, and Sonny can fire behind him, and if you give Ansani those favorable duels, if you let him get comfortable in his next fight, that's why everyone's really hyping up this guy. He's worth the hype.
I mean, if we're talking about headshot machines, once upon a time he was cruising. But yeah, I mean, MIBR just getting a lot of space. They're taking favorable fights. Right now, Red Canids are playing in very cramped positions. Not a lot of angles. Like, in a lot of situations, they kind of have to squeeze water from stone. They have to work so hard to get a duel that they want. And, not to be there for Cold Sarah, but there's a gap in that smoke. Save. In trouble. Will survive. Courtesy of the weaponry there.
Interesting to see that big of a gap right there. That's window smoke that kind of goes awry. Safe, at least still kicking, but does lose a lot of his health. Runs out, put to the task of holding off this B side. His teammate's getting pressured on. He's already lost his teammate. Still holding the line with that CZ, deadly.
HE's
though. I don't know how he gets out of this one.
Yeah, where's the HE's going? Not towards the back of the site, but with Nighthawk missing. And David, he gets 2 dinks out of that MP9. Look how much value he got, but it might not be enough to win this. Hardzao is still standing. And wait, he's allowed to get. We got over towards bench. The freeze here.
Just needs one headshot on to Drop. Maybe another. Maybe 2 headshots, but the other player's so incredibly low. Could try and even out the odds.
So now I have to re-clear angles. Oh, this is so awkward. This is one of the weirdest mid-rounds I've ever seen. Everyone is silent. No one is moving. Oh, but now Hardzao gets found. CZ, not the weapon for the job, and I think it should settle here. Or will it? Venom Zera, first shot. The safe does connect. Imagine Venom Zera, that's a body shot on a safe. It's a 1v1 and not another 1v3 for this guy.
Yeah, I mean, that's a quick reminder of how they were winning a lot of those rounds in big clutches. Giving them 7 on that T side. They have not been able to mount a single defensive round so far, though. They're running out of time to do just that. Feels like MIBR just stringing these momentum-based calls together here. Last time around, last gun round, a very fast A-side play in which Drop was able to claim that space. Well, guess who's left on a bit of an island again for a short window of time here. Gonna get some extra support, though. Python is coming back in recovery. But even more pressure put on Venom Zera's shoulders once more. Not all that unfamiliar of a scene here. And they've committed to the mid setup here, and it's just not going to be the target here for MIBR.
It is just Venom Zera. And a molly with his name on it. Gonna be a flash? No. Instead, he'll swing for one, but that's not enough. Nithon's op shot, though, might just be. Flash molly. Crossing over in towards jungle.
Ooh. They're gonna go past the smoke. Brennison getting wild with it. And on the fadeaway, coldzera does an extra chunk of damage. This retake gearing up to be largely CT spawn centric. And it's going to be concessions of control elsewhere here. Jungle kind of given over. It's going to be up to David to fight back for it.
Oh, and David does. And the op shot from Nithon, solid. Exit. Is he cut out for this? They might think he's over towards connector. I'm not going to lie.
They're making a long range position.
But... Oh, he finds a headshot! Wait a minute! Wait a minute! Is there time there for coldzera? I think there surely is. It's close, but... Goodness.
Yeah, they started running around there like the round was secured, and that's when your heart starts to sink. It looked like the spam was off, but a stray hits his head. Almost. A miracle there for MIBR. Nice attempt. But Red Canids hold on. And again, a lot of focus towards middle, very little given to VenomZero on that A side. He is constantly put to the task of defending this side, and he doesn't have a lot of resources to do it. Support just doesn't really feel there when he's playing up against this. That's to the credit of MIBR's game plan, but also Red Canids really focused in on this middle side of things. It's like they've got an idea, but it's just not hitting.
He's just gonna walk through this. Yeah, he's just gonna get flashed in towards connector. Make some noise about it, siphon out some utility. MIBR kind of telegraphing this play with the connector control. And Nithon had a chance. Missed now, but VenomZero falls without a fight. And even coldzera's gonna get found. His barrel seen by Brennison. Wow. And a double entry here into A is ruinous. David mollied into a corner. But they are planting reverse default. He will not go for the spam. Red Canids out of gas here. Are they finished?
Finishing this round for sure. Shut down, man. That is brutal. This time around, it's once again Drop who's able to find the opening duel. Not just taking space this time, but landing kills behind it. And it's the same old problem. I feel like this A side left a little bit weakened. This time it has the numbers at the very least, but they're super separate. You can see one player in the CT spawn with coldzera on the op. One player playing close in the smoke. Tough to coordinate your efforts there between the duo. Another timeout called, but this defense has crumbled time and time again. I don't know if they've been able to land a single solution outside of, again, getting a couple of good retakes there, getting some good opportunities. And watching David throughout that round as well. Watching him just be looking outside of the smoke. Watching the gray screen the entire round as the rest of his roster gets executed on A. It has to be frustrating for him, but MIBR keep getting away with it.
They managed to lure away the A presence and find the isolated fight of the anchor every time. Somehow, coldzera is not there to support VenomZero. And even then, VenomZero putting himself in positions where he's probably only going for one.
Yeah.
Which I guess is a credit to MIBR in some ways, but... Well, this time, VenomZero... He's playing out from CT spawn. He's going to be retaking the A site.
I mean, constantly pressured. It's the adjustment that they have to go for. You can't hold that bomb site alone. It has to be that retake situation here. Good utility to put some pressure onto them. We'll see how much denial they can do in terms of denying the bomb plant. It's a 1-for-1 this time. And again, it's valuable real estate taken.
Oh, the space taken here from Drop as well. This is one of my favorite things to do when you have this connector smoke up. Nython is fried. There's no way he wins. His barrel will be seen around every single corner, and he's going to get first bulleted.
Bombs in jungle.
Wait a minute.
Are they going to go to B?
What is happening here? Drop? The freeze?
What is going on here?
What is happening?
How do you get through this round? David's on the flank. He's got him boxed in at least towards A main. But the bomb could just route through CT in some form or fashion. And maybe that barrel spotted? No, not quite. Okay. No way Nython makes a move through the smoke. That'd be madness.
And well, it might not be anymore. Now that he has... Oh, no. Drop turns back, hands out a headshot, 2 kills, right in for MIBR. They just won on arguably their worst map. That's what prep during the player break does.
Yeah, I mean, that is just so incredible as well. Look at the way that they're able to identify this weakness here that they've noticed in Red Canids on this defense. Those sort of results can't be replicated either. They've got to be coming through in their full form. We've got to start seeing Nython connect on some of these op shots. It's absolutely necessary if they want to have a chance at bouncing back in this series.
Yeah, and that map, that 13-8, I should mention, was off the back of 2 clutches as well. Cold Zera with the 1 versus 3, Venom Zera with the 1 versus 3. Like, there is so many... Like, the X factor is there for Red Canids. They've got to mirror the consistency of these teams that are consistently performing at the international level. They've got the players to do it. They just need to execute.
Absolutely. I'm right there with you. They've got the time as well, right? More experience with this roster here, but more fights given to Safe. A duel that he'll happily continue to take versus Cold Zera. Didn't want to shy away from that fight, but sticks around for too long and finds out. It's got to be a bit of a statement kickoff right there. We've got this A-side finish, I think, is what they're going for. Poor Hardzao. He doesn't even have dual Berettas going for him.
Look, there. Just spot a second player. Oh,
okay.
He is out of ammo. Safe's got him. What? The tunnels. Insani in an awkward spot, and bomb playing a little late here, but this crossfire, if they control the back lanes, you just win the round. Drop in Insani will clean up the rest of it. And MIBR are flawless on pistols.
That's another big point right there. Both pistols on Mirage get them a lot of leg room. It got them that early momentum on that T side. They're able to lift off, and for CT side for that matter. Both halves, they're wielding this pistol success to full effect. And on the other side of things here, the lack thereof has gotten them kind of stuck in the mud in the early stages of games. That's 3 for 3, definitely puts a hurting on this Red Canid side. On a CT side as well, into the first gun round, you're not going to be able to have every tool.
Good morning.
David's still giving them wake-up calls there towards the middle, though. Again, you got to take these rounds seriously, as Red Canids know so well.
And then he's dead. Yep, because David will do a David thing. Double dig the first person he sees with the USB. Cold Zera was the victim of that versus Payne earlier today. God, I cannot forget that full eco round that Payne got versus Red Canids. Just earlier today. I think that would ruin any team. Exit's gonna take all of B site. He's in CT spawn right now. The rest of the forces are arriving through canals for Red Canids, and the flank develops. from drop. Doesn't want to lose this AK. And so he's just chilling out between the angles. At the moment. It's going to be 2-0 start here for MIBR, where things lead off again as... Oh, that's rude from exit. You know, it is interesting to see that Red Canids elect to start CT side again on this map. The general meta and consensus is that you just start on the favored side. Anubis is widely considered a T-sided map. I think it's not just considered, I think it just is.
Yeah, I heard today that it was like 55%?
Yes, 55%.
T-sided?
I'm looking at it right now. Yep, 55% T-sided.
So,
You start...
yeah, it is interesting both times here.
You just start off on the favored side because, you know, you can just win a pistol round and then win the game type of deal. You just want to get ahead as fast as possible.
And I mean, they were slow to start. It was they were down 0-6 versus Pain on the first half, but then they closed out 5-7, which I would say is again enough if you can clean up and bring the T side that you would expect. But that was a bit missing from the Red Canids camp. Didn't have that same life in the T side, and it was shut down a couple of times by ecos. Give them a quick wake-up call. But getting aggressive on the defense is one way to work around this. Bryn is caught in a really interesting position right now. Cold Zera gonna get tested. He's fully flashed up. That is just brutal right there. Great utility usage from Safe.
Oh, even comes in from Brennan's
They
in.
just double swung mid.
Oh, man. David pushing back and immediately headshotted. All 3 players are standing here on B, and this is a one-way street. This bomb cannot really leave here in the form of Insani. I know I say that. I thought Hearts Out was committing it to it, but he's a little far off. And Venom Zera in dire need of some help. Oh, they do reposition. Never mind. A last-second move to middle could get cut off here by Nithon. The bomb just barely gets past. Seconds to spare. MIBR are in.
They got the bomb site, but they still got to work in this post plant. They still got a 3v3 at hand with a couple low HP bars to boot. That's a great HE, though, to kick it off.
Yeah, they're softened up, but Hearts Out does collect now to 1 versus 1. Drop taken on Venom Zera. Cannot connect the headshot. It is Venom Zera who's prepped and ready to go for the first gun round for Red Canids.
Wow. Excellent late round move from MIBR to transfer in towards that A side and just threading that needle perfectly to get into the site, but shut down by another Venom Zera clutch. Red Canids still have that going for them. They are good in the late round. Thriving in it almost. And want to get to that point. But nearly denied. MIBR so close to shutting that one down in a 3v3. And what's left here off the back of that victory is great. But they are missing some tools here. It's a little lacking in the utility department for that defense. And again, David trying for that aggressive mid duel, but in the same way that Pain were prepared for it, now MIBR, the same boat.
So a free A side execute comes through here for MIBR. I mean, again, just perfect positioning. Walking into an empty A site. Path of least resistance taken in so many of these rounds from MIBR. And also, you know, I'm going to say it. Now, David played well in the previous series versus Pain.
Mm-hmm.
But I think he was found out towards middle from the Pain side. David always trying to get up to those antics, you know?
Yeah, and the fact that MIBR left him with no duels to take, I think put him in a very uncomfortable spot. You know what I mean? Like, if he's not able to swing into a fight, job becomes incredibly difficult for him. Like you said, I'm right there with you. Was super found out. It was interesting to spectate him in some of those rounds when the A executes were taking place, and he was just left kind of scratching his head. Wanted to, and I'm sure wished that he could be more involved, but was never one of those players that could be. And that's new territory for him almost.
Yeah, well, it's not even just like it's his positioning. That's the biggest thing. Like, he is a player who does want to be active, does get involved. In fact, he forces a lot of his fights. I think right now he is just behind on the playbook here. As look at this from MIBR. God, they are so far ahead of their opponents right now. Mid is empty now. They just know exactly what Red Canids are going to do next.
Yeah, I mean, punishing David on the hyper aggression just around prior, and then completely flying to take that control in the very next breath. This is an interesting duo of smokes, though. Smoking off both camera and middle. So now Insani, instead of being more of an aggressive element, is now in charge of cutting off rotations that are going to look to support this A-side defense, which is nearly guaranteed to come here shortly. Hearts out with the deep smoke, well-timed. That might leave MIBR forced to push past it, forced to push through this utility here. Either way, I don't think this setup is going to budge from Red Canids. They're fully committed on this 2-3.
And the thing is, though, look at the belts of the utility that MIBR have to throw. That Molly, it's well placed, actually. It doesn't matter. It's Drop who just runs past it in towards A main and finds the instant entry. Nightbot does have some backs turned, but can't double up when it was necessary. And Insani is cutting up middle right now. Oh, he just destroys both. It's over.
They constantly threat that mid control. Look at how far the rotations are away from supporting that side of the map. And Sunny with the early mid presence. Cold Sarah, he's able to clean up that spray. But it just left Red Canids stagnant in their defense. There was no way they could move out of that position. Cold Sarah not able to save his gun either. It's just so perfectly played. They had to live on that A-hold, otherwise it was going to be a post plant, and they were going to have to get through Insani. And you can see what Insani does when they're rotating into him. He is just cutting them off before the supply lines can come through.
Yeah, when the first contact as well just gets immediately deleted. There's just no way to react. There's just hardly a way to recover from that.
Yeah, it was a good molly.
It was a good molly, but the Drop had a better shot.
Yeah, that's for sure. No question about that. And again, I mean, Drop's influence continues to be found. We were talking about him, but as we said, I feel like it was just two excellent pieces to pick up if you're MIBR, who've already proven to be such a savvy organization throughout the last couple of years. And picking up Drop and giving him a little bit more love, a little bit more attention, giving him the reins to take control of rounds has been a right answer for MIBR in the past, and it certainly looks like the right answer right now. Sonny and Anubis. This is another specialty map for him as well.
Absolutely.
He's a beast on this map. I mean, turns into a different element.
He's even flirting with the idea of a fight with David. But that's what David wants. He wants people to duel him. He knows he's one of the best in the server, but now exit calling from the front here. Cold Sarah does have a nice flashbang in, but Insani's there to back him up. And what's the move here? Someone's got to go back and pick up the bomb.
Bomb's a bit removed as well. But if they finish towards that A side, Hartzau and his CC got to be in charge of most of the positions right there. And Hartzau getting spotted on a jiggle. If you see a man with a CZ on the B bomb site, I fear you might know that's Hartzau. I don't know if there's any other CZ users in the server or on Red Canids in particular that can use it that effectively. Okay. How does he get away with that kill?
Time. Is Hartzau gonna sacrifice himself for it? He will! Oh my goodness. There was a chance.
Man. Exit just watched the round flash right in front of his eyes. For a split second there, his heart dropped, I can only imagine. Are they able to save the day? David on a mission to save. AK maybe. But, gonna have to go around the world for that one. Do you think they disposed of this AK?
Knowing MIBR, I'm putting my money on that they did. Look, he's even checking outside the map just to see if they did dispose of it.
Yeah, he's a little too far away though, so he's just gonna hold on, I guess, to that to the Deagle. And either way, investments into this next one. But another tough start for Red Canids that they gotta start to plant their feet on. Nython, fully enough economy to get into this AWP, but doesn't go for it. And that lack of confidence that he has, certainly has to be felt. He knows he's been on the struggle bus a little bit here so far today, and now just going in for the rifles and utility belt behind it. Oh, man.
Oh, they're flashing through this. Oh, Venom's Era with nades in hand will take the fallback. Really wanted to hit the jets on this, but Brennison will fall. Molly, though, will force out Venom Zera right into the open. But Python in with the trade. Still battling. Joined together with David, who is restless and will swing for the double. David does not wait for the fights to come to him.
As we said, one to take a couple duels. Willing to do so. And charges forward for the double. Shuts down the rest of that E-box prong. Really the only way that round could have went wrong. In the 3v3. Now Safe has plenty of time to try and work this round through. But eventually that internal clock going to start to tick for Red Canids, and they're going to start to turn their attention on this flank. And I think that's just happened now with Hartzau.
Yeah. Wait. Hold on. Okay, now Hartzau starting to think about CT spawn.
He's just going to get this kill, I think, is all, though. 10 seconds.
Hi there. And rip a gun away and leave. Refuses to elaborate.
Not bad. Not a bad way to end the round. For MIBR, Red Canids, on the other hand, happy with the defense. Holding strong on that B bomb site, man. A lot of pressure headed there early, and it again felt like they were going to have the perfect read. Flying through that smoke with the flashbang, I think it was just like pixels away from catching Venom Zera. Almost got caught in a panic. A little fast E-box smoke there for Safe. Looking to set the tone early towards this B-side. A little lurk smoke here as well. Gearing up for a pretty fast B-side pop right now. They look to engulf this B-side in flames because they got a lot of resistance around that corner.
We'll have to see if they can do a Pain Gaming-esque execute. Right side completely mollied off, but the re-smoke comes through and that will lock him behind. But look what it's done. It's tied down 3B players, and MIBR have 4 in mid. Rude awakening is an understatement here for these A-site players.
They're past E-box though. And I don't think anyone spotted this. Nython, he's going to be surprised here. Does lock down a kill at least, but there's one more on the corner. And it's Insani that starts to just break apart this B defense through Temple.
They've got to know that coldzera plays here. Exit is still in middle as well. Oh, but hold on. Pulling pins in the open. Bomb dropped. coldzera seen. And now calling in for some backup, but the MP9's good enough. Brenizen now. 1 versus 1. Knows where Hards Out is. Any mind games here today?
Okay, Molly. I give him security to at least lock in the plant here. Hards Out just has to go straight through Temple.
On Brenizen is going to make his way in towards E-Box to play that straight up 1 versus 1. I think Hards Out can make a guess where his opponent shall be, and he has a molly. This is massive. Molly plus smoke. Oh, but he's delayed it a little. He's taking his sweet time, and then Brenizen just swings. He does not wait. And it's 6 rounds to MIBR.
What a play right there. That early threatening of a B side execute is terrifying, man. They get a lurk smoke right on the outside of B main. They've got a player throwing close utility as well. So you understand that Red Canids are focusing 100% on the main threat, which is what they think is that B side play. But MIBR was all smoke and mirrors. And the real play just comes through Temple, which is a complete shock, a complete surprise. They had a Red Canids. What a call to pull out there. And again, it just feels like MIBR maintaining their pace and keeping themselves one step ahead of this defense throughout the entirety of their T sides on both maps now.
MIBR just showing some mastery in the mid rounds. Red Canids have been danced around all day on their CT sides. It's actually beautiful to watch, just how these rounds play out. This MIBR squad's trying to be tier 1 material. They're trying to show that they belong at IEM Rio.
See if they can continue. Obviously, like you said, IEM Rio material. But at this point, you can't make any mistakes any further with this lower bracket. Already sent there by Imperial. Now the real deal starts for this point forward. Handling business up against the half-buy of sorts. A single Nython kill with that FAMAS. But Observer's here with the Deagle, though. We'll see if he can work any magic with this weapon. We know he's keen for it.
Position, though.
Utility's so good.
Yeah, and just not the right angle. Hards Out, his textbook CZ. He is through. And will not make a footstep on the way. Are they hunting already? Alright, time to call it back, guys. I mean, Hards Out does not have a kit, so this is unwinnable. He will get a second kill, though. He doesn't have a kit. First person's going to be sent right on in. Brenizen will be able to clean it up. Hards Out got away with far too much there.
Yeah, bring it on back, guys. Bring it on back. They do. Good damage from Hards Out. I don't know necessarily if damage is the biggest of factors. I mean, it definitely could be, though. I mean, there's still a little bit of room left in this half. So if Red Canids were able to strike back, they could get another 5-7 half like they did in that last series. But that would mean that MIBR have to slow down with the excellent calling that they've had. I don't know if that's going to be the case.
Oh, in the meantime, okay, it's over towards A main right now. Hards Out going for a play around the smoke. Drop says absolutely not. And Red Canids trying to switch up the tempo. First time we've actually seen like challenges towards A main. And MIBR just have their finger on the pulse, man. They just know exactly your next move.
I mean, it's got to feel so frustrating to play this team. If you're on the side of Red Canids, it's continuation of Mirage and the success that was fielded there. And it's all of this utility dispensed in towards A main with around 50 seconds left. That's going to put a real hurting on them in the later rounds. Fortunately, David able to keep that Molotov for now. And in this man deficit, it seems like they're trying to pull more forces towards this A side here. Kind of getting a gamble call rolling up. See how that pans out for them here. It's the right one.
Oh my goodness. Nython never had a chance. David burning.
Oof.
And flashed. Nowhere to stand. And done. They run every second down to the wire, but for good reason. It's just perfection every single time.
If you're going to play that well, I mean, you can afford to use a little bit of that clock. That flashes on that A side, suffocating. Instantly finding the entry onto Nython. And even exits for Brennison, who sat patiently, waiting for those rotates to arrive through middle. Picked up where Insomnia was leaving off on some of those lurking endeavors. And while he doesn't get him towards middle, he will sure find his duels on the rotators that never came. Cold Sarah gonna be last man standing. He's gonna get run down here, surely. And he does. Exit gets him right at the buzzer. The pain train continues here from MIBR.
Just outplaying every single round. It is evident who the better team is here in the server. And while Red Canids have some incredibly solid players, they got David, they got Venom Zera, Cold Zera is even playing well these days. Teams win Counter-Strike games, not players.
True.
Sorry, I had
Tell you
to
what,
spit some wisdom on the
you had
close
to spit
qualifier
some
cast.
bars. You had to. It's necessary. You know what else wins games? It's good T sides and good calling.
Yep.
A good leader. And right now, MIBR rewarded with that much here so far. They have called circles around their opposition so far. It has been a work of art on this T side.
Nython with the one chance here. Good flashbang. Not enough to stifle Nython, who gets a lot of damage down. A dink even onto safe puts him down to 2. And Red Canids with one of the best starts they've had in a while.
4v4 with a big HP advantage. You're not wrong. But again, putting the pressure on Hard Sal. And in this late round, targeting perfectly. 25 seconds as Hard Sal kind of transfers away. I think he knows the odds of holding off this A-bomb site with an MP9 alone, or it's unlikely, so playing in a position where maybe he doesn't have to hold down, maybe he can wait for his teammates to strike first, and that's exactly what Cole does. This time able to fight them from the back lines, and there comes Skills flooding the feed.
Hello.
There comes a flying Hard Sal into the site to deny a bomb plant, deny a round. And Red Canids do capitalize off the 4v4.
Believe it or not, that was just... If MIBR pulled a pin on that execute 5 seconds earlier, they walk into an empty site. Red Canids found the read. Once that push through E-Box started formulating, that's when everyone rotated. MIBR then executed into a stacked site rather than an empty site, and all the defenders were in front of the utility, in front of those smokes, in front of those mollies. Seconds the difference there for the third round. Red
There to
Canids.
make those big plays, right? I mean, that's perfectly timed aggression, shutting down some of that extra utility.
Nython watching this. He's surprised if this goes anywhere.
There he goes.
Yeah. Safe down. Prepped and ready. Okay, don't want to get first bulleted by Insani. Not many players do. to be fair.
I don't think anyone really wants that. Everyone wants to avoid that, but Sonny just so eager to give it a go. David, he just the master of catching people with the utility out right now, and he's gonna chase through the Molotov. He knew that was the winning play, and he'll take his timing with full advantage. Now, this B site pressure, all the more so here. Drop in charge of keeping them away from this B main side.
Yeah, Drop. Trying to force him off in the meantime. Oh, he gets the kill on a Cold Zero jumping up. Oh, that's devastating. As X is going to go ahead and plant the bomb. 2 on 3. Nython. Late rotate. And Hards out coming in through E-Box. How has this gone wrong? He was looking so good. Isolated fights against worse off weaponry. And now into the driver's seat. Exit, forced to reposition, but the molly actually misses. He has a lot more room to work with, and then, oh, Nython misses the shot. Exit, 15 HP headshot, and then Insani delivers a 9-3 T side here for MIBR. And so a 9-3 half here. MIBR just calling absolute circles around Red Canids throughout that T side. And now, well, they are just 4 rounds away from moving on and securing a blowout victory versus this Cold Zera and company. So, safe. Front side of B main will falter to a double kill from Venom Zera. One more backside here, and Venom Zera's got a triple entry. That's the individuals you want to see out of Red Canids.
Exactly what the doctor ordered right there. Triple entry from Venom Zera. 3 headshots quick with the Glock. It's not really looking like MIBR have much insight into this one. Maybe a couple exits for exit. Smoke, though, hints at him going aggressive. There isn't a lot to lose. They do have armor, though, so we'll see what they can make of it with the dual Berettas. Not a lot, just gold. We'll quickly put this one down, and again, it's up to Insani to get him some bread on the way out, get him some more ADR, but that's about it.
Okay. Red Canids with their first pistol of this series. Will that be enough to propel them back in? I wonder what MIBR are going to bring to the table here. I doubt it'll be much. With Insani holding onto his armor, you bet he upgrades that USP.
Get a little FAMAS.
With the flash.
With the flash? Flash hold the FAMAS? No FAMAS? Crazy.
The greatest, you know, it's like the pen is mightier than the sword type thing. How about these utilities mightier than the weapon? All right, get your money up, not your funny up. All right.
Sure. We'll see how good this flash is. Is it a flash to end all flashes?
It's the Moaf, the mother of all flashes. One flash to rule them all.
Challenging the Dartling gun of Venom Zera here.
What's the Dartling gun? I mean, I know what a Dartling gun is. You're making the balloons reference.
Yeah, okay, good.
But like, where does this come from? What's the? I guess the max.
Because of Moab. Moab's.
Oh, I see what you mean. That's cool. I guess we'll go with the balloons reference for there. The Moab being the mother of all balloons, of course.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't see what you're working with there, but I respect your game.
I got it crafted. Yeah.
Yeah.
Whenever I get to sneak in a cheeky balloons reference, I love to do so.
Yeah, personally, I use the plane pretty often. I do the Spectre upgrade where it turns everything into. Yeah, okay, I'll hold this discussion for a later date.
No balloons meta talk on my Counter-Strike.
Yeah.
Podcast. Fair enough. I was taking notes though.
Oh, that's extra money there for Breno.
It's a lot of damage too. This is a pretty brutal USP round. And Insani had the armor all the while, so he's holding onto an AK and armor. Instead of rocking into a first gun round with okay. Escape it, evade it.
All right.
But instead of heading into this first gun round with what would be severely lacking utility, I think I got everything they could really ask for. Cash in reserve and a couple AKs to boot here for MIBR. I'd say that's a big victory in the defeat of last round.
Oh my goodness, David!
Oh my God, it's Sonny. What is he doing? He's just dancing. He's looking to matrix those shots, man. He was watching them whiz by. Just watching those bullets. He kept on testing fate, and eventually David was gonna hand one out. Wow.
I mean, sometimes you just hope it just won't hit, and then it does, and you're like, dang. I think Breno might be in some trouble here. Molly has his name on it. From Venom Zera.
This.
Yep.
And yeah, that's it. I'm done and dusted here.
Hold on.
Most
Main combo. Oh,
Okay.
we'll find Cold Zera. Will that convince
interest.
Oh, hold on. And there's also David. Now, if David gets caught here, they're going back in. And still, yeah, no kits. That's actually the real problem here. I think they're going to be happy to save these guns either way.
Yeah, 3 guns held on to, and then again, those 2 players that actually saved just 2, last round rather, are actually the ones that fell, so they'll actually be golden for an investment in the next. But this is a very quick activation of red Canids on this T side. They finally get a pistol in this series, and while it is still very early on in this half, they're setting the tone. They're setting it nicely here for this T side. Giving him a quick couple of entries. Diligence on that B side execute, even with the man advantage. Looking buttoned up here to start a recovery mission. Not alone this time towards middle, though.
Yeah.
A little bit of support here for Insani.
Yeah, no fun and games here from David. I feel like he just magnetized towards the smoke and... What is it, like the masculine urge to walk through a smoke? Yeah.
I've got that severely.
Oh, well. Not walking through the smoke, but as it fades, it's David. Who else? To score the entry onto Insani. And it's gearing up to be the A split exit on the off angle.
Oh,
Perfect
wow.
flashbang as well. Exit blinded up. Safe. Does he have anything more? No. Nython with his op shot bum plant save again. Red Canids are not done with Anubis.
My god. Again, this looks clean here, clinical. And Sani now getting a taste of his own medicine towards the middle. He was having his field day on the T side. And gets a reminder of a big reason as to why this map could feel so defensive. Or so T-sided, rather. Especially when David's finding openers in a consistent fashion. Drop does hit one on the fadeaway. But not going to mean too much. Just going to keep their guns safe and sound for now. But if we can see that level up from David on this T side, even though he's had a bit of a tough 3 halves in a row here in this series so far, if he can rise to the occasion right here, right now, keep them afloat, buy time for the rest of the squad to arrive here on this series. That's what they need, and Vertigo would be waiting in the wings here. They're only 2 rounds of difference now. All these saved guns haven't gone very far for MIBR.
Double mid setup again. Oh, we're gonna be playing with fire now, huh?
Looking for a lucky merge on mid.
Oh, but Nython's ready. He takes his gun out, scopes up to the smoke. And surely he's ready for another. Slinking away. And dodging death. In the meantime, B main push is coming through. But no kills. Swinging at air right now. MIBR down players. And they're out of fuel for aggression.
Yeah, they're punching hard right there, but nothing is connecting. And one quick strike right back from Canids. Another man advantage, another opening death here for Insani. The start of this second half, man. Has been obliterated towards mid. Has had a really tough time. And is in that same boat that David is. Just looking for a duel, looking for an opening advantage, looking to take a fight that is in his favor. And he's been given none of that so far. And we've seen this before. It's just a solo B defense.
And Drop in trouble. 1 kill good, though. He's able to survive. Peel back a little bit. Maybe. Oh, but he steps into the molly. Oh, boy. And that calls it curtains on this. Red Canids have brought the game to back within 1.
It just looks so comfortable, so clean. Op is not going to be saved either. Statements being made here. Python finding more success with this op alongside it here. Just taking a couple of comfortable connections with his AWP, but ensuring success. Missing stuff. There's another round good to go. In favor of Red Canids. It's a one-round ball game now. How quick they are to respond on this T side, and it feels like MIBR don't really have any answers. I think I'm pretty sure it's been 4 opening deaths in a row here for Insani. He's been shut down towards middle. Has lost a little bit of that luster that he had in that first half. And MIBR certainly feeling it.
Hold on. Really taking steps forward now. Made on drop. This is heard, but oh my gosh, Insani again cannot convert. Is Drop gonna try and slink through the smoke? No, he'll try to steal the kill and not be allowed to escape by coldzera. A little too ambitious. Hand in the cookie jar.
That's one tasty treat right there. Red Canids slap out of their hand. Another situation in which a man advantage is manufactured. A site put in the faith, put in the trust of exit. He gets given a smoke to work with here, so not completely empty-handed. That smoke does go down.
They're gonna walk through this.
Oh, he's leaving. They're gonna walk through it. And again, it's perfectly read by Red Canids, man. What a play. What a call. Empty bomb site. They've been pressuring B in the late rounds so often. They were hoping it would happen again, but it's not going to be the case. And it's Red Canids with 6 rounds back to back that now tie things up here. And it's another save that MIBR have to swallow.
MIBR just have got no space. It felt so cramped every single time. Well, I do think that the push-up from Drop was very well timed. A lack of discipline on the fallback, and coldzera collects an easy one. Good ideas. The missed execution, as well as they cannot get control of middle at the start of these rounds. David or Nithon has got an opening pick, it feels like every single time. Pause finally called in. Alright, MIBR. They've been really wanting to get aggressive. They've been restless on their attacks. Just unable to convert. Change of approach, changing the sails here for MIBR. What's the next move? Safe has not been able to get activated. He's been playing passive towards these sites every single time, just hoping the play comes to him. Wonder if that's an element that could change.
Yeah, something certainly needs to, though. See if they can land the adjustments on this CT side. An early utility side that hints at a pretty aggressive B-side take there, that lurk smoke alongside the E-box smoke. Hinting at some map control, but a transition, what feels like with a lot more resources from Red Canids on this A side, ready to take some control towards main, and a setup prepared to meet them on the inbound. And Sonny finally has said enough is enough. I'm gonna give a little bit of space towards middle. This is the most passive we've seen him really try and play.
He's on fast rotate to both sites at the moment. Safe. How's he feeling on this one? He has a molly. That will force him away, but it's missed. Hold on. Safe actually has a line he can take. He can see that there's no one A main. He'll step in it for a little bit. That's just a little damage. The information means more.
He's still calling that there's nothing in A main, but they've got to get the rotates down.
They're not rotating because they left mid open. And then Brennison just caught with utility in hand, and this round is curtains, surely. They just hesitated on the rotates here. Drop in an impossible situation. And we're looking at round done.
Woo! That is clinical right there. Like you said, it just feels like MIBR hitting a wall. It's such a suffocating feeling here as those B players, knowing that Safe is actively calling nobody is A main, nobody is A main, and yet still no one can even budge on this MIBR side. That is brutal stuff. Red Canids now finally becoming the masters of manipulation on the map here, and really giving MIBR a taste of their own medicine here with just flawless calls. They're not even needing mini kills here in the second half. They've gotten so little frags to their name in the second half on this T side, but the kills that they do are always on weakened bomb sites. And it doesn't matter if they're up against the full rifles, pistols, whatever it is. MIBR just getting worked.
There's just hesitation there out of MIBR. That's all I could say. They're afraid to swing middle and give up a kill. Because that's just how the rotates were working at the moment. They knew what was coming, but they were so paranoid about a mid lurk that didn't exist. They have to consider it, obviously, but that's credit to Red Canids. That's conditioning.
Yeah, I would understand why they're terrified here. It's because they've watched as, you know, one of their stars in Insani has been devastated in that position time and time again. So, you know, I wouldn't want to mess with David right now when he's the hot hand in the server. He could be a serious problem. And just the threat of him alone is apparently enough to keep them away from even trying to rotate. And again, as I said, like, usually what is a specialty for Insani has turned into, what is it currently, feeling like a little bit of a nightmare for him so far in this second half.
Really just unable to get activated across the map. Yeah, I feel like the one part of the map, the game plan here for MIBR going into the CT side was to take that aggressive mid control. It hasn't worked, and now they're paranoid everywhere else.
Yeah, what do we do without it? How do we win rounds without that crucial bit of map control that Insani's usually good for? Well, hey, you know what they say, if all else fails, get the double up. What is so oftentimes just patchwork here for a defense on Anubis.
Look what they just did, by the way.
Maybe be the solution.
Red Cannon just walked through the mid smoke. They have about a 10-second timing.
Oh, wow.
Where it's completely empty. Only now is Drop actually going to hold on to the angle here as they begin to cross. It's going to be a split into A at the moment. They're blasting in through camera. And exit down for one. Brennison is so done. As well, rather safe. And, yep. 11 rounds to Red Canids.
My God. My God. This is just systematic here. What a response, because we haven't really seen the best of work today. We haven't seen peak Red Canids until just now, until this second half. Maybe even until the reality sinking in that they could lose this qualifier. They would lose their chance, their opportunity. Again, for coldzera to play in front of a home crowd, as much as that means to him. Alongside that, MIBR failing to find solutions. The just pure fear that they face in mid. It feels like they don't want to touch that side of the map now. No longer does Insani want to play middle all of a sudden, and that's a rare occurrence. David did just a masterful job of starting off and setting the tone of this half by putting that fear into his heart. And ever since then, ever since that first headshot that he got straight through the smoke, middle control, whether the threat of it being taken or the fear of holding on to it has been just haunting this defense.
Finally, Safe is actually going to go for an aggressive move. I feel like this is the first time I've seen it all half. Takes a peek down and puts actual paranoia into Red Canids for their early round. What if they are in the canals at the moment? What kind of control do the CTs have? And now they're fighting out from B main. Red Canids finally have been crushed out of map control.
Better late than never here. For MIBR, still not conceding map point just yet to Red Canids, but look at this. Haven't really been able to hold on to this mid control as a solo here, but Insani knows when he needs to call for some help, and he's going to get that help. 3 players in charge of retaking this ground. We'll see how much David can do in holding against it. Will he be cleared?
Oh, he's looking both ways. And will be quickly traded. Now that's going to be the A execute coming in. Can they deliver here on the site? Insani is yes. With exit, finally, there's a bomb site hold for MIBR, and they're in the right positions. For goodness sakes. Nightthon dancing around with an op towards the pillar. And not being given a target. He has to go A. And, well, op shot, but can only hit 1 target. Quick swing there from Brendan on the trade, and the first good round out of MIBR.
Yeah, where was that throughout this half? That feels finally like they figured out and they remembered how to play the map. Taking map control here. Having your opera maintain some space as a unit, being able to reclaim control towards middle. Not necessarily a solo effort from Insani. And also, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that's Insani's first kills in like the last 8 or so rounds. Was stuck on 14 for the longest time.
Oh my goodness. And Safe is stepping forward right now. Space being taken here by the CT side.
Confidence being asserted all over the map as well. And Insani back up to more aggressive stance towards middle. No longer shaken.
The B defense is very brittle right now. So focused on A main, so focused over towards mid. Now, players will start to move on back. Brendan's going to drop all his utility because he's just going to fight.
Perfect place to have a Molotov, I will say. You just throw that down towards E-Box. But he did drop it, as you mentioned. He is looking for the duel, and they are smoked out. This is going to be a chance to get the numbers punched in, and Brennan just blasted out of the round.
VenomZera.
Utility belt. Oh, that's
looking away.
timing.
It was terrible timing there for VenomZera, trying to support his team. Now around the smoke here, coldzera trying to get finicky with it. Now spotted out in the open and gets a second. coldzera goes for 3. Looking to put it into the favor of Red Canids to put them on map point. Drop without utility. He might just have to go for the stick. He might just have to open trade. Surely that's not going to be working here. Flashbang through. Nightthon with the Glock. Fake defuse again here for drop. And we are going to be seeing map point here for Red Canids.
One way to do it right there. Night Dawn doesn't get the kill with the clock, but what he does do is buy enough time to win the round. And how fitting it is that he uses that clock to win them around instead. What has lost them so much in terms of that last series versus Bane and the antics that he got away with, but instead it's just going to be a opportunity to deny that defuse. And the Canids, believe it or not, match point first, and they've got 2 chances to close it with a swing like that from David. You can understand the fear in Insani's hearts. Safe says, yeah, I get it. I wouldn't want to mess with that either.
Again, David is a Mobs level talent. He just wide swung the Opper and just first bulleted him. A world-class Opper. Like, Safe is a very good player.
I just gotta watch from the sidelines. Courtesy of David, who set brutal tone here, and it's just gonna be one more execute in towards this B-side drop. They've already snuck out too far. He didn't catch him. Didn't realize here that Molotov gets the go on him. But with a single kill and the site lost, another post-plan opportunity, another chance for Red Canids to seal this map in a dominant fashion with a second half shutout here.
Oh my goodness, the nade also just sinks. The thing is everyone's playing off-site here for Red Canids, allowed to make their way and get access to the bomb, but Cold Zera, there's another headshot for him. Molly in towards, wait, hold on, in towards E-Box. Time, running low here. Does Exit have it? No. Venom Zera with the headshot and a 10-1 comeback for Red Canids to push a third.
That's incredible stuff right there. What a way to hang in that map and really step up to the plate when it mattered most. The consistent calling to take that T. Yeah.
I mean, I think it means even more for MIBR because they think they deserve it, right? They should. After their performances earlier on this year, this team should be able to take down these squads here in South America, but there's been fear struck into their hearts by Red Canids and one man named David Diaz. Let's get started here on Vertigo.
I'm right there with you here. This is the map. This is a series. This is a qualifier here where there's so much pressure put on these players here. As you said, missing out on your chance at that Copenhagen major to join the rest of your region, really. Watching that go by is not something that they want to happen again here. With 9Z making the world ranking qualifier, then Fury obviously getting that invite as well. So might replicate that reality here. In towards the middle, it's a good target towards this B bomb site. There's 2 sets of dual Berettas here, and they're tasked with holding off this site.
Oh, and it's Sonny long range with his is able to laser down a second. Safe though in the open, somehow surviving on 1 HP. That leaves Hearts out. 1v4, needs to get a reload off, and nope, he's not getting that. That is going to be MIBR pushing past for a pistol.
A bit of a scary start to that round with the mid-play being as explosive as it was, but smart from MIBR to fight on one of those fronts. I mean, both those dual Berettas challenging that B main presence. And isolating that fight, I think, is a big asset for that defense. Doesn't allow for Red Canids to ever plant their feet in a post plant. Force buy off the back of the bomb plant, though. With the money changes, it's just a measly $200. It shouldn't mean that much, but you can see with the purchase, instead of everyone having Galils, it's a lot more utility-centric, and a couple hero rifles in the mix there for Venom Sarah and David. Both trusted here. The rest of the roster is rocking a lot of utility, though, so this round could do some serious damage.
And re-aggression. Will it be with a flashbang or not? Brennison eats a lot of damage, but he's gonna show some restraint, hold his molly. Resmoke there from exit is definitely late. They are far past that one. Oh, red canids are getting so close.
A little bit of fear. The spam here. Venom Sarah eager to swing for the fences as the utility belt goes down here. What's the cue to finally pull the pin on this? It's going to be a Venom Sarah entry that gets the job done. Nighthon follows it up with a Tech 9, and again, too much space is given over Cold Zero with the Tech 9 as well. Chewing through the opposition. The defense dismantled and drop, forced to escape. And Red Canids replicating that success.
There's another mistake there from MIBR. One player's going forward, the other's going back here. Drop left his teammate out to dry on the site, or maybe it was vice versa. No one's on the same page, and Cold Zera just rinses Drop towards heaven, towards the end. The same disconnect is happening on this map as it was on Anubis.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more right there. You are watching as the T side is getting away with all the map control in the world, and if you let Red Canids get to a point where they can execute and they meet zero resistance, zero disruption until it's too late, until the smoke's already down, until the flash is already out, you're going to lose that round 9 times out of 10. Without question. That's what we just saw right there. Same problem with this defense here. MIBR scared of a duel, scared of a fight versus this Red Canid squad. A lot of familiar territory for them as they look to all collapse in on this ramp side. A little bit of a shutdown here. Nothing too crazy.
Even Cold Zera is low. Well, something miraculous is going to have to happen on the other side of the map. And all things said, Drop is not in the worst position ever, but needed to hit an instant headshot there, and exit knocked off his rocker. So we'll see Insani. He doesn't look interested to save.
If I know anything about rocking chairs, it's that you don't want to be knocked off them.
Oh, okay. Pro tip for anyone who's...
Nor should you stand on them.
Yeah, I prefer not even to use one, just for the fear of being knocked off the rocker, you know? I can be knocked off a chair, but not a rocker, you know?
Yeah, well, you know, then you're going to be missing out on a great joy in life.
The rocking chair.
Rocking chair. At Cracker Barrel in particular.
They got those?
You ever sat on a Cracker Barrel rocking chair?
No, I've not. This is extremely North American.
You might have to come take a visit to Kentucky sometime.
I mean, I've been in like a Cracker Barrel maybe once.
Next time you're there, if ever again. Take a seat in that
If ever
rocking chair
again.
while you wait.
If ever again.
If you do want to go back.
All right.
My issue with Cracker Barrel is it's not super versatile, so.
See what you mean?
Funny.
Aw. Thought he would have one, but no good on the AK, and a walk into the beach site for free. Oh, what? Cold Zera and a USPS dink. If I had a nickel or whatever, I'll hold that thought for later. Pushing past the smoke, David. Oh, he's got the tracking for that. Sense and res pretty pleased there, David. As safe, smoke fading, and he's dead.
Oh. No luck. Are you about to drop the Doofenshmirtz on us? If I had a nickel for every time that happened to Cold Zero, I'd have 2 nickels. But it's odd that it happened twice. crowd goes mild. Sonny, again, trying to take a fight on his own accord, but he just can't get away with it. Walks away empty-handed. And with a couple of bruises as well.
Oh, we are not having fun in these early rounds, I will say. They're almost out of gas as well. Running low on utility fuel. At the minute mark, 2 smokes remain, and David pressuring. 1 smoke remains at the minute mark. And also a critical smoke has just faded over towards A ramp. Red Canids are all walking up and silent about it. Bren is in looking for a fight on that side of the map. Will be quickly traded while David's poking and prodding towards B, trying to sell a fake. Red Canids are encroaching here on A.
About things quickly. We'll see how some of these newer angles work out here for exit. Trying to work off the catwalk right now and playing that off angles to perfection. You can see catching some big surprises on the early inbound. Hard's out, desperate to plant the bomb, but to no avail. Gets dropped quickly. coldzera could save this one, but he doesn't have a lot of time to do it. That's going to help out, though, big time. 10 seconds left to lock in the digits. Drop. Activating on the flank. He's going to deny the plant, though. He makes the active move and doesn't let coldzera settle.
My goodness, coldzera had the right idea. It's just the off angle there from exit that gets him across the line. Just a little new parts about this map and how you clear the angles on this site now. Exit can be thankful that he has spent some time in the empty server for that. It'll get him 1 round, but Insani again, ridiculous aggression towards B. Did he just make the full on dropped in?
Yeah, that he did. The important part about dropping is that you commit fully, so at least a kill there. Which, for some of these early exchanges, has been better than what he's been able to get in the past. Walking away either buried or with low HP. This time a 1-for-1. To a B execution where drop is very alone right now.
Oh, nice on. It's gonna go down to the molly. Good counter utility here from MIBR, but this round's not done. coldzera comes through with 1, but not another headshot there. Exit's got him. And that leaves Hardzao lurking bottom B versus 3. Now his position known, a drop, taking a newer angle. And he is going to go ahead and call this one quits. MIBR going to bounce back. 3-all, just some good counter utility there. Forcing everyone forward and out in the open.
Trick just nicely. Doing some good anchoring efforts there, and I will say, even though Insani does go instantly 1-for-1, it's better than the defense that has been put together in the past, where they're letting Red Canids execute onto these bomb sites, and even 5v5s with map control. Right? I think there's some benefit to just making that play and not allowing Red Canids to get away with what they thrive in, and that's just again, some effective executes. They have those nailed down to a T. But getting to that point can be the bigger challenge here. And figuring out a way to deny that for MIBR is going to be the win condition. Sarah trying to fly by that smoke, but shut down by utility. Contact out middle for 3, though. It's such a good read.
It is. And with the brutal a utility dump that was just towards ramp. They gotta know that mid's empty. And Sonny, he's in for a rude awakening. The shift walk up mid is...
He's got there in time. He's got 2 teammates joining him, though.
Hold on, the read is in. They're gonna swing. Double swing for 1. Safe. Fortunate to get that trade there.
Sonny's gonna give him a go here as well. They want to keep fighting for this mid control.
And they'll swing forward, and they lost the bomb. There you go. The mid collapse works in. 4 players commit themselves. Now drop. Slinks out, but could not find a headshot. Hold on. This round's still live. And both players have made footsteps, though, so 2 versus 2 in the bomb between them.
And kind of just sitting on top of that bomb like a little goose egg, keeping it nice and safe. There's a Molotov as well for Brennison. Gonna have a tough time getting past this duo here, holding these off angles.
Yeah, it's going to be just a hard fight and a quick trade from Brennison. 1 survives for MIBR, but 4 in a row here on the defense.
That's just a absolute clinic right there from MIBR. And also Red Canids hitting a bit of a wall. I feel like they had a small window of opportunity if there wasn't any hesitation for them to capitalize and take space on towards that that B side there. You know, maybe catching Sonny off guard. But once you have to deal with it, and once you buy enough time for 3 players to join forces, man, that window got shut right on their fingers, didn't it? The whole roster came collapsing in on them from MIBR. And it does feel like the woes of last map are leaving their system. And now we're seeing the confidence in MIBR to fight for map control, to play as a team, to meet Red Canids where they're at.
Yeah, there's a lot more confidence. Understanding that, okay, there's 3 mid. Well, we can swing them with 4. So let's do that. And, yep, that's going to lead off with Insani and Drop. Just this duo that has non-stop aggression. Which was that B site. Red Canids back to middle. And with ramp control, B control, MIBR kind of know what's up. Once again. This time, though, it's going to be pacier. Red Canids going to go in for a bit of a faster play, but right into a crossfire. Back's turned to safe. Flying Mac 10 will be good enough for 1, but not the second. And Sonny's got the coverage. And MIBR are starting their march.
They're building up a solid defense here so far. Giving them a lot of energy. This is an interesting way to play the map, though, too. Like you said, Insani and Drop every round, starting aggressive B. They really want to take this control on stairs, or at least make Red Canids use a lot of utility if they want to grab it in return. So, early sacrifice of mid control has been a bit of a theme of this defense so far. And it feels like about now, Red Canids realizing that and hoping to capitalize, but that's already when Insani is back on his mid holds here once again. And a firing range for the ramp side. My god, unrelenting spam. Feels like the olden days of Vertigo. Smoke spam battles.
Returning back in on a later play, but counter utility, a second wave here for MIBR. Brennison, you gotta step forward though, and knife on in with the read. Knows exactly what he wants. They're gonna pump the brakes with 30 seconds remaining though and turn it back to B, which is the perfect call, I should add. Flashbang in from the team, exit clears, and the B site is free for the taking. Straight up execute, no one's home.
It's gotta be another save here from MIBR. They bitten down on Nithon, and Nithon gets 2 kills.
Oh,
Again, just securing the round and still sticking around. Overrun finally, but he's done way more than enough. Has drew the attention of 4 players and taken down the 5th. That lets Red Canids coast in towards an open B bomb site. You'll love to see that if you're the rest of the roster. Nithon making his job easy, making the rest of his
the
teammates'
giant
jobs easy.
foot shadow there.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that's, every time he crouches. That is, that'd be just, like, so distracting.
That's terrifying. What is
Start
around
doing
the
some
corner?
shadow puppets, with your opposition to bait them forward.
Do it like a gun barrel or something.
Yeah, yeah. Spooky.
The dog. So, none of the viewers at home just saw it, but I tried to make the shadow puppet dog, and
Did it work?
it didn't work. I'm just
I know how
trying
to do a bird.
The bird's pretty easy. Bird, aka
The bird's-
butterfly.
Yeah, bird's pretty free. Any rookie shadow puppeteer would know that.
Oh my
He's no rookie.
goodness.
It's this deadly duo again, doing damage on that B side. A little safety flashbang for good measure. And Venom and Zera and Hardzao gonna test the same waters here.
Oh.
Actually, a crack through from Venom.
Wait a
Zera.
minute.
There's no escape. Hardzao's stuck.
Drop is in some serious trouble right now. Molly goes in, Drop goes down. They're swinging him. They are swinging him. MIBR have fallen flat in a 2 versus 5. And Brenizen left shuddering. Venom Zera, low HP, but Hardzao a bit different. Oh, he sees him beneath. He sees him beneath. He does not recognize it just yet. Now they do. And both spotted for Brenizen. He will shut down that 2v5 effort.
Oh my god. Just about right there. Venom Zera really making that round possible. With a couple of those overextensions, it might be so eager to close it down. But fortunately for MIBR, that start, that Insanity drop and the combination of safe with the flashbangs have brought them is more than enough to seal that round. Even in the 2v2. Insanity's back up to an excellent defensive effort. He's looking to redeem himself here. And he's not giving up on the idea that he's gonna win these fights on the B side. Where he lost a couple bit, he lost like a little bit of steam on his mid side defenses because David had him a couple of rounds in a row. He's actually been taken down in a couple of opening duels here, but that hasn't meant that he's lost that aggressive edge to his defense. And now look where it stands, MIBR here.
To the last dollar, Red Canids with a chance to equalize. This is a 2-for-1 round and a full B-side execute, and no one's really home. Awkward position, Drop gets body blocked by Insani, and a quick double entry from David. Who else? Red Canids are in. This is the save.
And that's back to the more familiar there. We're hoping and finally playing that more passive defense on the B side. And caught with a big surprise. I cannot believe that Red Canids are continuing to punch in this direction as well. As they've been met with the constant resistance, they've been met with like stacked bomb sites with stacked players, you know, 2 or 3 defenders on a rather consistent basis, and I think that MIBR were kind of demanding that respect, saying there's no way that you guys keep challenging this side of the map, and the Canids are super willing. They definitely will continue that. Like you said, who else would David to punch through?
And so the save weapons will allow another purchase here for MIBR, but Red Canids, for once, are given the space. I mean, I really like the call. If you've been so aggressive B main every single round, put more numbers there, and eventually you'll trade out effectively. And no one was there. All right, just execute. Simple flowchart there for Red Canids. And David. How is he gonna find a kill out of this? Oh, like that! Headshot on a save. See you later. Oh, is David prepared for this? Switch up here from drop. Don't you dare make a footstep or David will lock in. And, well, drop does not and converts the kill back. And in fact, drop's going to continue going forward. He's going to play behind the smoke. He's going to get sneaky with it. Cold Zera and Venom Zera line up, and it's 4 for drop. Ace on the cards. Hearts out leagues away, though. And will quickly be finished off by exit. Drop goes for 4, and finally the B side is closed. It's 7-5. And we are back. 7-5 right now for MIBR as They just put together a clinic of a CT size, just manhandled a ton of different executes. And Red Canids, well, they put together a couple of solid ones of their own, stamping down on map control and just good protocols. MIBR is up 7-5.
I'm super interested to see how this thing closes out as well. Like you said, I feel like both teams in their opponents' heads pretty well. But we saw some confidence regained from Insani. And it has been a bit of a story of some good T sides from both camps today. So will that trend continue in this decider for MIBR in their favor? Will Insani be able to keep up that pace on the T side now that he's able to dictate the control of the map that he takes, the fights that he's going to look to gather? Those were all big win conditions for MIBR in that first half, and it felt like Insani was a lot more comfortable when he was in that position.
On the flip side, David's, didn't really come into his own except for just that one round towards the tail end where he finds the double entry. Right there. It was a really Venom's era and a couple of late round situations. Missing that big time X factor. Because remember, Red Canids, it's a little bit of a rockier start at the beginning of this game. Did win the pistol, but then lose the force buy to MIBR. Rather, vice versa, excuse me. MIBR pick up the pistol, and then Red Canids pick up the force. Can that change here as drop with double entry this time? And players inside the smoke, but it's Insani who finds a double that will lock in this round.
There it is again. As I said, into this T side here, the two space creators of Mirage that were doing such an excellent job fighting forward. Do it again. Another time. Nithon now spotted. A little hunting party closes in on him. RSP's got to be sharp. Insani sharper. Nothing saved here. And MIBR closing up comfortably. Is that another both pistols map here for them, right?
Yep.
They won T-side pistol? Yeah, I mean...
They won CT side pistol, then proceeded to lose the force. Red Canids got off to a 3-1 start.
Right, yeah.
And then MIBR it was just lockdown defense after lockdown defense.
This time, not as effective of a purchase in the second round, so no chance to get past this one. Won't be able to get up to the antics like they did in that last half. MIBR floating towards 9 and into what will be a bonus in the next round, seeing if they can't just keep things up. I mean, I guess Safe could upgrade into an AWP, but I'd imagine they would like to just trial if they can make the MAC-10s work for a round quick. With 0 casualties in that last, I think a bonus is all the more effective, and that's what they're leaning into.
Those CT side mollies, keep in mind that grenade is expensive. Out of those talking about that decision, Safe does go for the op in this particular round. And they might not expect it. Flashbang here, Venom's era with a swing. And lucky to be alive, that is for sure. Hold on. He's going back in with another flashbang this time, and he gets 2. This time Safe on another attempt cannot get it.
What a setup right there. With what little utility that they have left, the efficiency. 2 kills on that A-side play with Venom Zera on the aggro. Even without the full belt, they can still get the job done and holding off that ramp control in the initial stages. And what's left here but a slow crawl up the side hall. And all the more angles to worry about here if you're MIBR.
It's all three up side hall, actually. It's going to be a surprise for Venom Zera. Back sight. First kill's good. Oh, and Drop also plays his hand a bit. But does get a kill on a Nithon. And a smoke now. But Cold Zera kept those angles. Oh, back spotted there. Drop sees another. What can Safe do? Not enough is the answer. Drop out of ammunition. Has to switch to dual Berettas. Changes out magazines. And three players just triangulating around him at the moment. Hardsout will finish the job. And Red Canids with their first gun round.
Yeah, never ideal when you have to whip out the dual Berettas and a clutch on a gun round. For a split second. Red Canids shut down the clutch attempt. Shut down the bonus with the op investment, which again was a bit of a heftier one. And Safe, like you had mentioned there, a couple of shots pop off there, and without those connections, it cost his teammates dearly. I don't know how good those flashes were in actually covering him, but they felt a little too close to have that full impact, so it could have just been a couple of missed shots. That was the difference between Venom Zera getting those opening duels, watching his teammates try and hold on the round.
MIBR just hoping for a re-aggression, hoping for some tell that is going to get them into this round. It seems like the group up bottom of forklift here will be the move. Python was jump spotting and I assume saw a whole host of players as two more join the A site. And a boost up even at the 30-second mark could be very devastating. Oh, but a molly for them will kick them out. Now a second wave of util. Two smokes to lock out elevator. And any extra repositions here. Nithon up towards headshot. Picks off one. Drop with the trade and nearly the double. Maybe the triple through the smoke.
Oh.
And he himself dodging the spam as well. He gets into heaven while Brenizen sends Venom Zera there. David. Oh, headshot is instant for him though. Into the 2 versus 2. They've got to know where Drop is, generally speaking, but he could also be on that catwalk. You never know. Fake on the defuse. And Cold Zera goes down. David with the headshot. And he's going to go in for the full-on stick. Oh, but he got off. He got off. And then Drop finishes him off. Drop baits him forward with the footsteps. David takes the bait. MIBR double digits.
Oh, what a perfect play from Drop right there, man. Ends up being the best move you could have asked for. Baiting out those footsteps, like you said, getting him off that bomb. David had no idea if he would have just kept on defusing that. That would have been the seal. At least for the round. At least for continued security here for Red Canids. Now, their future uncertain and questions around what they do in this round. This is the last time out. At least for regulation. Last chance to take a breather at their own accord. And David going in for a big investment. The rest of the roster getting a half buy. Putting some pressure on the shoulders here of David. The one that got their heads into the game here on that last map. He needs a hero moment.
David is on the right side. And in a good position as well. Good swing on a timing if he feels like... Oh, but never mind. He's gone. Drop is looking sharp this map. He wants this done. He wants to keep his team alive for Rio.
Yeah, being an absolute hero. Absolute trooper in doing so. Again, a chance for his story to be redeemed. Alongside the player we're watching right now and save. Both of these guys looking for second chances here on MIBR to get back in towards big stages, to get back in towards that top level of competition that they fielded on that Fury roster. And he has been playing one hell of a series so far. Certainly got a lot to be proud about, and that sort of performance right there, making sure that Canids get their way back into this one, at least comfortably. Denying David with the hero rifle. Key factors. With Nighton saving onto that Galil, though, it's going to give them all the weaponry here. I think he tossed over a A1S to David, so still a good purchase coming through. Going for it again, putting a lot of pressure on this B site. David right back underneath the microscope, and Drop continuing to test him. Some experimenting on B right now being taking place.
They're up. It's in a bad position. It's just a bad position. Did not pull the pin early enough. Let MIBR get too close this time around. We saw him get a double in that first gun round with the same play. This time around, far different. Cold Zera. Nasty off angle.
Exit. Is he familiar with this game?
Oh, absolutely. The molly is perfect. Cold Zera forced into the fight. He keeps pushing. And Cold Zera will be cleaned up. Good mollies for that very spot.
Drop's pushed into B right now. He's calling it clear.
Oh, he's going to run it back. All of MIBR. About to be moving on through at the 20-second mark. Now they begin to sprint. And the thing is, Red Canids have not heard anything.
More late initiative here from Drop that could just seal this round in. Post plants are going to be tough to break through when you don't have the HP to do so. David on 40. Hard to tell.
They can't do this.
He's still healthy, but there's no kits. There is no real chance into this round, and Red Canids have a bitter pill to swallow of conceding series point with elimination looming if they just lose another round.
Yeah, Cold Zera might be missing IEM Rio.
Maybe to put a positive swing on it, he might be making it to the show match.
That's not a very positive spin. Congrats, you made it to the show match.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cold Zera might be qualifying for something. If you want to put a grim spin on it.
He'll be there no matter what.
I hate it here.
It's looking a bit dire though. Again, man, Drop on this B side has been such a great influence. And that last round, a full testament to it. Flash is being chucked out towards the ramp side, but Venom Sarah taking half his HP for this duel, and he is out in the wide open, hoping, praying that he can connect on anything, but nothing lands, and he falls off the map.
Disposed of. And now, MIBR, They're done with one side of the map. Now they gotta go ahead and move towards another. David's had his moments this series, but it's not been enough to consistently win here versus MIBR.
He's gonna need something special here as well. Execution flying by, and he's found the
David.
first.
Oh, but he can't get any more, and Hardzao couldn't convert anything himself. It's looking like Red Canids will be facing elimination. They will not be attending IEM Rio unless Nithon has got something miraculous in him. On the flip side, MIBR want to keep that dream alive. You can't make a magnificent run without qualifying to an event. MIBR potentially a team that wants to do it here on home soil. They're going to move forward through this lower bracket.
Get the job done right there. Seal the deal. Shutting down the comeback effort there. Never letting it really arise in that second half. And it's just another great T-side from MIBR. That's the one thing they did have consistently. What looked a bit rough was sure that the defense of Anubis. We've seen that happen.